Hey everyone, welcome to this Sims 3 house building video. So I am back after another break, as it's been quite recently, where I've just been taking like months at a time off, but I have not been able to make videos recently because I've been working on a school play as part of working on the set. So that took up quite a few, weeks to a month of time. So that's why I wasn't able to make a video until now. But this is a new video, so here you go. Now, the main thing that's happened since my last house build is that I've changed the name of my channel. So it's now Films by Josh, as I'm sure that you've noticed. And I've done this, if I want to speak correct English, I've done this because I just was really unhappy with my previous channel name. I have not liked it for many years. So I just thought that it was time to finally change it to something that I'm just happier with. And for the most part, I intend to make pretty much the same kind of videos, at least for the foreseeable future. But I just wanted to open up the possibility of being able to make some more things. And my old name was just very specific, and I felt like it kind of boxed me in creatively. Kind of like a name that just suggested all I did was Sims videos, and more specifically building videos, which is not far from the truth, but in the future I might want to move on to something different. I'll probably, at least for a very long time, continue making these videos, so don't worry or anything. These videos aren't going anywhere, but I just kind of wanted to open up to the possibility to have other things as well, and I just wanted kind of a better name. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of the reason I've done it. Also, I've found my old name to be really cringy, so I think I found a much better name. So yeah, there you go. That's the reason why the name's changed. So no reason to freak out or think that everything's changing just because I changed the name. For now it's just a name change. So don't worry about it. Clearly, I've already been losing a bunch of subscribers over it, which is okay. It's not the most important thing, but I don't know why. I don't know why it happens. It happens, but it's okay. Whatever. Anyway, I guess we can talk about the house a bit. So this house is called Modern Suburban, and it's a 5-bedroom house that I built in Sunset Valley. And yeah, it's surprisingly large, I think. It doesn't seem as big as it does, at least from outside. It seems pretty small, and then really it's quite a large house. I was kind of surprised by how many rooms I had when I finalized the floor plan, which I have not yet finalized the floor plan. As you can probably see, it's a little messy right now, but I'm going to finalize it after I kind of redo the exterior of the house. So initially I was inspired by an image I saw on the internet, because I spend a lot of time on the internet, and it was this really nice contemporary house, and I liked it. So I thought I'll try to build something similar to that in The Sims, and it just wasn't working out. So this is kind of what's happening here, and I really wasn't happy with it. So I decided to just do my own thing eventually. When it wasn't working out, I decided, you know what, I'll just kind of make it my own thing and just do something a bit different. And that's what I ended up doing. So the image I saw looked pretty similar to what you're seeing now, with the flat roof, and it also had the front door with the band of windows there. And I think there was a garage. I don't know what was on the side of the house. It's just a picture of the front, but I think there was a driveway down the side. So yeah, this is pretty close to that, but I do change it up quite a bit, as you've probably seen from the thumbnail. It ends up being orange and not blue, and it ends up having a peaked roof, not a flat roof. So it has actually a normal roof. I also used the solar panel roof, which I have actually not used before. It's really interesting. It's kind of a strange looking roof. You have to have a good house for it. You can't just really stick it on any old house. Well, I guess you could, but it does look a little strange. So I used it on this house, and it looks quite good. It fits the style, I think. And right here I was just trying different colors and materials, and it wasn't working. So I thought, you know what, it's the house, it needs to change. So I end up changing it pretty soon, I believe. I realize that it needs to be improved. So I work out a little bit better of a shape, and the roof helps a lot, I think. Actually putting a real roof on, while the flat roof was kind of interesting, I just wasn't happy with it. And also, I did something interesting with the flat roof, though, that I actually quite like, and you'll see it here in a second. I used constrained floor elevation to make like a freeze level, and then I removed the walls and instead used a half wall, and it actually was really cool because on the inside, like, the floor was up higher than it normally would be, so it like didn't look like a full half wall. It was kind of cool. You'll see it as I do it. I actually already did it before, but I somehow deleted it by accident, as things are. But anyway, you can see here, that's what I'm talking about. I think it looks pretty cool. So it's kind of like just this little edge on the inside there, which looks different, you know? Anyway, right now I'm changing up the house. So this is when I realized things need to change. It doesn't look quite good. So I ended up adjusting all the walls, and I ended up not completely changing the floor plan, but changing it significantly. And as you can see here, there we have a new shape for the back of the house, and there's also going to be a really nice big back porch and back patio as well. The house, I believe, is built on a 40 by 30 lot, so it's a fairly large lot, so plenty of room for outdoor things. There's a lot of yard space as well, which is nice. And you can also see here, I'm making the house kind of an L shape, and soon I'm going to remove that flat roof that just looks really terrible. And I also remove, actually I widen that front part that kind of sticks out, and then I also add this fake balcony across the front as well, which kind of helps add a bit more depth instead of just a big flat wall. And yeah, each bedroom actually has a balcony. Some of them share a balcony. It's not like they all have their own balcony, but each bedroom actually opens up onto a balcony, which is pretty nice. I don't tend to have that in my houses. And right there you can just see the roof is gone, and I'm starting over from scratch on the roof. So we have a flat roof now, but I will be adding the pointed roof soon. Pointed roof? It's not a gable roof. It's kind of like the just like sloped roof. It's not a proper gable, I guess. Although I do really like what I did here on this back corner, which you'll see soon. The kind of roof didn't line up exactly because of the shape of the house, and I wanted it to kind of look like there's a part of the roof cut out, but it's hard to do that, and you'll see what I mean. It doesn't make sense as I'm explaining it now, but you'll see in a second what I'm talking about. And right here, I'm gonna choose the material. Well, not yet. So you can see how there's that part cut out on the back. So like I have this weird area. So I wanted this to kind of look like a gable roof, but because of the shape of the house, see that weird corner there. So I wanted it to just look like part of the roof was cut out. So I had to use constrained floor elevation here to build like a tiny frieze in this corner. So I could put the roof on top of that, and then it would work. And it actually looks really cool. And I'll probably end up doing it in some more houses at some point, but here you go. That's what I mean right there, is that I wanted it to look like at least that section of the roof continued in that way, which I think you can do this in The Sims 4, but it's hard to do it in The Sims 3 without constrained floor elevation like that, to like raise up that other part of the roof so it kind of works better. Anyway, right here we're going to soon choose the roof color. There it is. So yeah, there's the solar panel roof. Very interesting, very unique. I think it looks kind of cool. And right now I'm choosing a stone pattern. So I end up going with this kind of stone that's square, very rectangular. There it is. It's very nice. It's actually a creative style pattern, not an actual stone like from the catalog. And here's the orange. And I use this orange everywhere. I use it on the outside. I use it on a lot of the rooms inside as well. I bring a lot of the outside materials to the inside of the house. So it kind of looks like, you're bringing the outside in. It all kind of ties in together. Like the vibe I get from this house is very like 1960s or 70s. I don't know why, maybe even 80s. It's like that kind of like where it's not like a really it's not like a new modern house, Like it doesn't have an open floor plan. It also has I don't know what it is. It's not that it's like outdated looking. I didn't make it look outdated. It's just kind of a vibe I get from it. I don't know. I just think it's kind of interesting. Anyway, also actually I think it's like the exposed stone and the exposed like wood that kind of makes it look like that. But anyway, here we're putting in some windows, and I'm going to get a front door in pretty soon. But yeah, I like the way the windows kind of like wrap around the corners in a lot of cases, where they're like they kind of are off center and then run up against a corner and kind of wrap around it. I think that looks kind of interesting. And not everything is just perfectly centered, which I think adds kind of a playful aspect to it. But you can see here I'm going to just extend the front porch there and put some stairs, kind of like a really wide front pathway with like a cut going through it. It's just kind of, it's like asymmetrical and kind of just funky, I guess, kind of just unexpected. I don't know. I didn't want it to all like be exactly symmetrical and perfect. I thought it'd be interesting to kind of mess around a little bit with the shapes and things. We actually didn't do the front pathway yet, but we'll get to it. And here you can see I'm just working out the floor plan. I think this is the final floor plan on the second floor. Right here, I'm just going to sort out the master bathroom, but otherwise, this is what it ends up looking like. There's 4 bedrooms on the second floor, and there's a bedroom on the first floor, so that adds up to 5. And there's also, actually there's room for a 6th bedroom if you convert the study into a bedroom. So there is an office that could be made into a bedroom. Anyway, here's what I'm talking about, the asymmetrical pathway. So one side is 3 tiles wide and the other side is 2 tiles wide. Anyway, right here I'm doing the driveway. So the driveway is sloped using constrained floor elevation. You can kind of see what I'm doing here, just kind of lowering down each section at a time, and then it makes this really beautiful slope. And it's a nice, actually very wide driveway area at the bottom, because I have a lot of space on either side of the garage door. I actually put a side door in at the very end, so that's kind of there. But yeah, so it's just this really nice huge driveway, which I don't tend to make my driveways that realistic, because with a lot of the houses I build, there's no way a car could actually maneuver like or turn around or something in the space there. So this one's a little bit better, maybe not perfect, but it's a bit better. And here I'm beginning on landscaping, so I do some landscaping now, and then I do most of it at the end, or near the end. So I kind of like to do some landscaping near the beginning just to get an idea of what the house is going to look like with some plants. But yeah, and right now I'm just leveling everything out because things got a little messed up. Using constrained floor elevation, things can just kind of get funky sometimes. But here we're now moving on to the interior, so just adding in some archways everywhere so your Sims can get from room to room. And as you can see, it's not an open floor plan. So despite this being a modern house, I didn't go for an open floor plan because I didn't feel like it suited it. And I also think that it's kind of the fact that you have these closed off rooms that makes it feel kind of more like an older house. So anyway, that's the vibe I get. And right here, we're going to start on the kitchen, which is what I usually do. I usually start off with the kitchen. And I used the cabinets from Into the Future here, so they're pretty modern and very clean. I like the aesthetic that they have. And just changing the windows there at the back. I also added some more windows that also wrap around the corner there for the second living room and the guest bedroom. So speaking of second living room, yeah, this house actually has 2 living rooms. There's kind of one in the back, which I feel like is more of like an informal, maybe like a family room type of space that's kind of just for hanging out. And then there's a larger living room on the right side of the house that's more, I guess, the formal, official living room. Anyway, that's kind of what I think. And there's also like a bonus room in the basement with a tennis table, or table tennis table. What do you call it? Because it's weird to say table tennis table, because it's like, because you have like table tennis, which is a sport you play on like, I don't know what you call it, because it's like weird to call it a table because like table is in the name of the sport, so it's like table tennis table. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. It's one of those in the basement instead of the usual pool table. I usually put pool tables in, but I thought I saw like the table tennis and I was like, oh, that's cool, I want to put that in. So I think it's from University Life, and I've actually never used that in a house before. So this house has table tennis, so your Sims can play that if they want to, which is cool. But anyway, there's also a small gym in the basement too, kind of just part of one big room, just kind of like a big bonus room, which is nice. There's also this really strange entranceway, so there's like this, the part by the front door, which is very small actually. It's like 1 block of space between the door and the stairs. And then there's like this space where there's the fireplace, and it's kind of like a hallway, but also kind of like a fireplace area. I don't know. It's the only place that I could really get a fireplace to fit in well, with like the chimney going through the house. So I kind of put it in there, and it works, I guess. It's fine. It's a little strange, but I kind of like it. You kind of have like that stone that runs through the house as well. Anyway, you can see here I've already put the orange wood on the inside. I put it in the kitchen, and this is the dining room. It's also here, and it kind of acts like a accent wall. And I put this in pretty much every bedroom, and also the living room and both living rooms, I believe. So many rooms. I think almost every room in the house has like one of these accent walls, and I think it's really cool. It just kind of brings some color in, and actually all the walls in this house are white, unless they have that orange accent wall. So pretty much you have like this very consistent color scheme from room to room, although each room kind of is different through like the furniture and the rugs and stuff, and that kind of what brings each room kind of its own color scheme. But the walls and the floors are pretty much the same, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, it's kind of a thing that I do with a lot of my modern houses. I tend to just have white walls, and then I bring color in through the furnishings. Anyway, this here is the more formal living room that I was talking about, and there's also the back porch here that I'm putting in, and there's also a hot tub, which is nice, an in-ground hot tub, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so this is the formal living room. It has a nice stone wall. There's also a TV on it. And like what was kind of bugging me was how this wall looked so flat. It was like this giant flat wall. So I was like, oh, we can do something cool with it by putting these bookshelves in on angles, and it just looked weird. It also took up way too much space. So I ended up using some kitchen counters and some columns to kind of like go around the fireplace. And I thought that worked pretty well. Anyway, this is the other living room here. So this one is kind of the, I guess like the less formal room. It's where maybe like the family would hang out or something, and it wouldn't really be as much for guests. But I don't know. It's still kind of nice. It's just more in the back of the house. It's also a bit smaller. And right here I'm putting in some just beds just to judge the size of the rooms, because sometimes it's hard to tell if a room is too small or too big until you put a bed in it, and then you realize, oh yeah, this room is like way too big or way too small. So I'm just kind of gauging the size of the rooms there by putting some beds in, making sure I can fit beds in all the rooms, and kind of figuring out what size bed works best in them all. So all the bedrooms have double beds except for one, which has a what's it called, a bunk bed. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, anyway, right here I'm putting in the kind of entryway here where the fireplace is, and a lot of these rugs, not all, but a lot of the rugs are actually like the into the future grass rugs that are meant for putting plants on. You can kind of see the one in the ones in the living rooms are still green, and I like those rugs though, because they're like a really nice, clean, modern rug that works pretty well. So I tend to use them in modern houses, but the bedrooms I think have normal rugs. But anyway, right here I'm figuring out what color I want, and I went with orange, which is not that surprising considering there's already orange in a lot of places in this house. But I really like the patterns in this room, and there's also kind of these nice double rugs. So there's a nice large rug on the floor underneath, and then kind of a accent rug on top. That kind of also ties it into the dining room that's next to it. So I think that was pretty successful. And right here I'm putting in the counter that I was talking about. So there's just some kind of like cabinets behind or under the TV, which kind of also ties into the orange as well, and so do the columns, which you'll see in a second. So there you go. So that kind of acts as like the TV accent and kind of makes the TV central, like the focal point, and also kind of adds a little bit more kind of detail to that wall, which was otherwise just very flat. And right now I'm just putting in some details, of course. Gotta have all the little things around the room. Also, there's the yellow horse. Didn't forget it. And yeah, just a bunch of stuff around the place. Nothing too exciting, but it looks really nice. I like the way it turned out. I think it's somehow cozy, even though it's like really modern. It also looks kind of cozy and like lived in, which I like. And yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And I also wanted to figure out something for this corner here, but bookshelves were just too big, so I ended up just putting some plants, and one of my favorite lamps is actually from 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff. It's a very cool, kind of like three-pronged lamp. It just looks really cool. I like it. I ended up using it in pretty much all my houses, whether they're modern or not. But anyway, so this is the other living room here. So we have these two kind of couches. They look like futons, but they're really couches. And they're also in this really nice leather, like this nice brown leather. I really like that. And yeah, so this room kind of is not orange. It's more kind of got like earth tones, also some gray. It's like gray and like a soft brown. I don't know, it's really nice. It looks very cozy too, despite everything. It's, like everything kind of has like a hard edge to it, like there's very sharp corners and like metal on the furniture, but it still doesn't look too like cold. It looks kind of nice. So I think it's pretty cool. And also put a nice painting on the wall there, and there are some rugs by the doors, and yeah, pretty much it. It's nothing too much to this room. It's actually pretty simple, which I like. Sometimes I tend to over clutter things and put way too much furniture into a room, but that was a pretty good amount. Now with the bathrooms, I ended up going with black fixtures. So the sinks and the toilets and the tubs are black, which I know is kind of unusual, but again, I thought it'd be something different. It's just kind of interesting. And also that also kind of, I also just said also 3 times, then saying it again made it a 4th time, sorry. But it kind of, tied it into the kind of 70s theme of the house, maybe a little bit, kind of having like the different colored fixtures in the bathrooms, even though they're just all black. It's not like they're all different colors, but that kind of gave me that vibe as well. So right now we're going to move on to the office. So this room is in the front of the house, and it also could be a bedroom. So this could totally be a 6th bedroom. It's a decent size, but it works well as an office. I wanted it to be an office because, I think it's good to have computers somewhere in the house, and it's good to have kind of like a dedicated room for it. There's also an art easel in here, as you can probably tell, and I also put in something else. I don't know. I think some chairs and a globe and some bookshelves. There you go. Also, the bookshelves kind of bring some color into this room because this room is kind of white because there's a white floor and white walls, but it's not too bad. So there's a chair in the corner, and also I'll put a globe in because why not? And I think a rug. So there you go. There is your office. And also a painting. So, and we're going to move on now to, I don't know what actually. I think the downstairs bedroom, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. We'll see if I'll be wrong again. Who knows? Oh, I'm putting a chair and a lamp in the corner there. That's interesting. And what is next? Yes, I was right. So it's this bedroom here. So this is the green bedroom. The master bedroom also has some hints of green, but this one is definitively the green bedroom. And it also has that wooden accent wall behind the bed, which I think, all the bedrooms have it except for the kids' room. So they all kind of have that really nice wood accent wall. And this one has those nice green lamps and also a armoire and a mirror, stand-up mirror. So it kind of has everything. And it's not a huge room, but it's very nice. I quite like it. It's really colorful, actually. It's very nice, bright colors. And I also got that green painting on the wall there to kind of tie in with the bed. And also a really fancy chair in the corner. Very over-the-top looking chair there, which is kind of cool. And yeah, I think that's it. It's a pretty nice bedroom. Otherwise, nothing over the top, but looks good. Also, I just darkened the tile floors as well. They looked a bit better that way. But anyway, now we're going to move on to the 2nd floor here. So we're going to, I think, do the this bedroom here. So this bedroom is kind of like blue and beige a little bit. I kind of designed it to be a teen's room, although I guess it could be a kid's bedroom, whatever. It just has a lot of posters on the walls, and it kind of looks a little bit more youthful than the other rooms, but so I kind of just put a variety of the giant posters from, Showtime on the walls, so just a variety there. And also a dresser in the corner there. Got rid of that pink, I don't know why, it's like these pink and really light pink and powder blue dressers from I think it was like some store set. I guess they're meant to be in kids' rooms, but they just look kind of terrible. So they actually look really nice when you put a nice wood on them. They just look like a normal dresser, but I kind of have to see past the initial color that they put on there. But yeah, anyway, that's this bedroom here. That was pretty much it. And there's also the tiniest ensuite bathroom ever. It actually has everything, though it's 100% not usable. So this bathroom is, if anything, more for show than functionality. So yeah, if you play in this, play with Sims my gosh, I just jumbled my words. I do that from time to time. If you play with Sims in this house, then just know that this bathroom won't work because the toilet is blocking the sink there. But it kind of looks like in real life it would work. It's just in the Sims where they kind of get hung up on things. But I'm gonna take a sip of water real quick, so don't mind me. Alrighty, so that was good. So now I'm a little bit refreshed. So we're moving on now to a guest bedroom here at the back of the house. So this bedroom, nothing too fancy, although some of the furniture is kind of cool. I really like the wood I used. It's kind of got this like really interesting pattern to it, and it kind of looks like rough and worn, but it just looks cool. I don't know. And we also have that wood accent wall like the other bedroom, and I'm going to change the flooring in here as well because right now it just has the default wood there that I just picked from the catalog when I built the house. So there's some carpet, and yeah, it's kind of like really clean bedroom. Like it's got like white carpeting, and I like the bedspread too. It kind of brings a bit of a nice pattern into the room. But yeah, so that's that bedroom there. And now we're going to move on to the kids' room. I think I'm going to do, actually, I don't know if I do the master bedroom first or not. This is the master bathroom, though. Actually, no, I actually will do the kids' room first. So the kids' room has a bunk bed in it. So you can have 2 Sims in here. There's also a drum set. I don't think I've used the drum set before, but that's from Late Night, I believe. Because I think there's a lot of instruments that came with Late Night. But yeah, or no, it wasn't Showtime. I'm pretty certain it was Late Night. Anyway. There's also a small dresser, some posters, some various things about the room. It's behind the bed there, and also a little car on the wall, and what else? A guitar. Yep, that's nice. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Nothing too over the top. I think I've said that way too many times. I'm downplaying my house. It's actually wonderful. It's way, I don't know what I was going to say. Anyway, it's very fancy. Stop downplaying it. But anyway, just kidding. It looks nice. And we're moving on now to just the ensuite bathroom. The kids' room gets a nicer ensuite bathroom than the teens' room, which is kind of funny, but it's a nice bathroom. It has a tub, shower, and toilet sink, as you'd expect. And yeah, it's pretty much the same as the bathroom downstairs. Anyway, the master bathroom is very nice. It's definitely not like the bathroom downstairs. It has a kind of separate tub area by the window there. It has dual sinks also right here. Like you can see the game glitched out. You see the bottom panel there disappeared, and I decided to save, and then you can see I had to restart the game. So that was fun. Just a heart-stopping moment where I thought I lost everything for a second, but everything's fine. But anyway, yeah, so you can see there's like a shower stall, which I put like that shower from, what is it? I think it's like one of the store sets, like a gym something or other. It came, or I think you could buy it separately now, but it's like this, just the shower head. It's not like, it hasn't got the enclosure with it, so I kind of made my own enclosure. And you see this nice little tub area with the plants. It looks very fancy. And it's kind of like separated down 2 sides, you know, where like one side is this one sink and a toilet, the other side is another sink and a shower. So it's kind of like separated out to like sides for like one spouse and sides for the other spouse, so on and so forth. But anyway, we're moving on now to the actual bedroom part of the bedroom. So we have the wooden accent wall like the other bedrooms, and also plenty of balcony access. You can see this bedroom has actually a side balcony and a back balcony, which is pretty cool, and they do connect there. And you have the nice double wardrobes and a little bit of green in this room, but it's very subtle. And there's also a sitting area over here in the corner, and you can see lots of windows in this room, a lot of natural light, very nice, and a nice plant there as well. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much the room here. I got a nice little ottoman there, so your Sims could sit down and put their shoes on. Though who puts their shoes on in a bedroom? I don't know. Anyway, you can put stuff on there, I guess. It just looks kind of fancy. But yeah, so overall, that's that bedroom there. And I'm also going to put some wood on all the balconies and the back porch, so just so it kind of looks nicer. And yeah, we're actually coming near the end. There's actually about 3 minutes left of the building portion of this video. So we're going to do the basement here. It's kind of like the last thing I do. So you'll see I do put in a pool table initially, but I change it to, here we go. So you can see I put in the table tennis thingy, and also we have some workout equipment down here. So, and also a dartboard, which is cool, and a rug. So it's actually a really big space. You could definitely put a lot of stuff down here, but I just kind of put just some, more generic things, I guess. But it's nice. So your Sims can come down here and just enjoy the space, I suppose. It also is a very expensive house. I just realized it's like already at $257,000, now $258,000, now $260,000. Anyway, it's a very expensive house. I think that's mainly due to the cars. I put 2 cars in. It's also just a lot of stuff as well. But anyway, there's the laundry room in the basement there. Nothing too unusual. And now we're going to do the garage. So just random details, all the stuff I usually do, and also some lighting. And then we're going to move on to outdoor furnishing and landscaping, which is pretty simple. I don't do too much with that, but I kind of just make it look nice. I do the minimum to make it look nice and look kind of detailed and realistic. But yeah, anyway, just some green bushes. I do, of course, my terrain painting, and also some lounge chairs and like an outdoor dining area, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, anyway, just doing, also I do a wall, that's right, I wall in the backyard using this wall here that I put a matching stone pattern on, so it matches the house. And that kind of just goes around most of the yard, not all of it, but most of it. So it kind of has this fenced in area, and then plenty of trees. I wanted to add some privacy for the master bedroom balcony, which you can see right there on the side. So I put that giant tree in, and also a nice little gate, so that looks pretty cool. And yeah, a little pathway leading to the gate as well, so your Sims can follow that, but they won't because it's just terrain paint, but whatever. Anyway, there's about a minute and a half left before screenshots, so I hope that you enjoyed this house building video. And there's also going to be some screenshots coming up, so you can actually check those out by just sticking around. And yeah, there's also going to be a download link in the description below, so you can download the house as well. And if you want to help stop the tragic trend I have of losing subscribers, you could maybe click the subscribe button and help me out. But I won't play the pity card too much. But yeah, anyway, this is pretty much it. Not too much more happening. We have just a nice bit of outdoor space here and a nice outdoor dining set, which is kind of cool. I put a nice umbrella over it. And there's also an outdoor grill and, of course, the lounge chairs and stuff like that. So your Sims can sit outside and vegetate. That's cool. And I'm also going to do some outdoor lighting. Also a fire pit. I forgot about that. Yeah, I did put like a fire pit in over here with some chairs, which is kind of cool. And then, of course, we're going to do the terrain painting. So usually the final step is terrain paint and landscape lighting. So I'll do those two things, and then we're pretty much done. So yeah, just doing some dirt under the plants and bushes and things like that. I also should use mulch. I don't tend to use mulch. There is a mulch terrain paint, which I don't use. I'll use that maybe in next time I do something. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. So yeah, putting some outdoor lighting in just around the place, and doing all the final touch-ups and little thingies. And yeah, so anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope I see you in the next one. Hope you all have a great day, and yeah, bye everyone.